By 2026, failing to integrate the right AI tools into your daily operations ensures your competition will simply outpace you. The real threat is the dozens of hours wasted adopting tools that create more friction than they solve. We often get stuck in a loop of trying new software that doesn't actually fit our specific workflow. McKinsey's 2025 AI survey found that while 88% of companies use AI, only 39% see a real impact on their bottom line. The data shows that significant value only arrives when you rebuild your workflows specifically around these new capabilities. Most of us don't have the time to master 50 different platforms because every new interface carries a massive setup cost that eats into the very productivity we're trying to gain. Winning in this environment requires a strict optimization mindset. You must maximize the cognitive load you can shed while keeping your integration friction to an absolute minimum. To find those wins, we're ranking the top 10 tools using an effort versus impact matrix. The x-axis tracks integration friction, the distance between clicking sign up and seeing a result. The y-axis measures workflow acceleration, the difference between minor convenience and massive outcomes. This matrix identifies the true return on investment for every piece of software on this list, showing you exactly where to spend your limited energy. We start with the foundational utilities. At number 10 is Canva AI. You enter a text prompt into a UI you likely already use to generate baseline visual assets. This chart plots Canva in the low-friction, moderate-impact zone. The trade-off is quality. The outputs often look homogeneous and struggle to meet precise brand standards. Number 9 is ElevenLabs, which converts text into human-grade voiceovers. It offers higher impact, but sits further right on the friction scale. Perfecting emotional inflection for long-form content still requires significant manual effort. Number 8 is Zapier AI. It maps API connections via natural language, automating tasks without code. While impact is high, these aren't set and forget. APIs break frequently, requiring constant troubleshooting to keep running. Moving into the mid-tier, number 7 is Notion AI, which excels at summarizing meeting notes and surfacing data from your internal workspace. On our chart, Notion sits in the high-friction, moderate-impact sector. You face significant vendor lock-in, and the AI only works if you've already done the heavy lifting of organizing your data. Number 6 is Midjourney. It provides photorealistic image generation with no equal in the market, but it demands a massive learning curve. You must navigate Discord and master complex parameters. The unpredictable outputs make it frustrating for repeatable experiences. Number 5 is Perplexity. It replaces keyword searches with synthesized answers and direct citations. It offers high impact with almost no setup friction. However, because it can hallucinate, you must manually verify its links every time. These tools elevate what you can produce, but they also shift your workload from creation to verification and oversight. Now for the heavyweights. Number 4 is Claude. Anthropic designed it to ingest massive amounts of data. It can synthesize 600-page policy documents without losing the specific context. Our matrix plots Claude as a very high-impact, low-friction tool. Its major limitation is the lack of real-time web search. It cannot pull live data or news from today. Number 3 is GitHub Copilot. It lives inside the code editor to auto-complete repetitive boilerplate. Research from GitHub shows that Copilot's primary benefit is the conservation of developer mental energy. By handling the rote work, it keeps engineers in a state of flow for much longer. However, Copilot sits in the high-friction quadrant because of technical debt. It hallucinates code often enough that developers must rigorously review every line it writes. These heavyweights significantly reduce cognitive load, provided you have a strict system in place for validating their output. Number 2 is ChatGPT. It remains the most versatile platform for drafting and managing complex agentic workflows. On the chart, ChatGPT represents the absolute lowest friction for high impact. The risks are privacy-related. You must be careful leaking identifiable information, and it tends to write generically if prompts are basic. Our number 1 tool is NotebookLM. It creates study guides and podcasts grounded exclusively in trusted documents you provide. It wins because it cannot browse the open web. By limiting scope to your files, it virtually eliminates hallucinations that plague other models. In 2026, the highest return on investment comes from tools that aggressively limit their own scope to guarantee accuracy. You shouldn't master all 10 tools. Success depends on building a custom stack addressing your single most painful bottleneck. If you're a manager short on time, Stick to ChatGPT and Perplexity. They offer immediate impact with zero setup. If you handle heavy data, isolate your work within Claude and NotebookLM to maintain high accuracy and security. Marketers should embrace the high friction of Midjourney and ElevenLabs. The quality advantage is worth the steep learning curve. Specialized stacks beat generalized ones every time. Narrowing your focus is the only way to get a positive return on your time. Look at your workflow today and pick exactly one tool from the stack that matches your role. Integrate that tool this week. Ignore the other 9 entirely until you've achieved a measurable result in your daily routine. Productivity in the AI era is the result of redesigning your workflow so that the software serves your goals rather than you serving the software.